Justin Stearns is probably a pseudonym. Otherwise, he is incredibly enigmatic. No details on his life are known, and only a single book under this name was ever published. The 1910 Osru, A Tale of Many Incarnations. The author may have had a connection to theosophical circles, as another edition of the book came out by the Theosophical Publishing Company of New York, which was founded by Harold W. Percival, born in Barbados, who in 1892 joined the American Theosophical Society under William Q. Judge. Percival had written several books for the Society, including his 1910 Karma, The Law of Life. Given the time of publication, and the theme of both Osru and Percival's books being identical, and the fact that Osru seems to be the only work of fiction published by the American Theosophical Society, as their usual output were things like Life and Doctrines of Paracelsus, the Yoga Aphorisms of Patanjali, or works on the Bible and Theosophy, and the fact Osru first appeared in 1909, serialized in Percival's Theosophical magazine, The Word. It is my hunch that, perhaps, Percival was Stearns, but this is nothing more than a slightly educated guess. The book begins with a scene of a mysterious presence hanging out on the moon, when suddenly seeing a shining one, as he calls them. This one, when confronted, points to the earth, showing him the people pushing and shoving each other endlessly in an effort to find happiness, which not a single one of them has yet managed to find. Choosing one person on the earth, the presence sees the passage of their lives. The first story concerns Shadow the Parasites, the embalmer's assistant. Despised for his profession, he has masses of stones hurled at him by common onlookers. Wishing to enact vengeance but being impotent to do so, he spends his days mutilating animals, pretending they are people who wronged him. Upon dying, we see his next life as that of Nero, torturing a slave, just as Shadow said he would do so if he had the power. Dravid of the Galleys is the following life of a poor barbarian, forever kept in chains on a Roman galley, his mad lust for freedom thwarted by Roman treachery. What follows are stories of the deformation of a young boy to become the dwarf for the entertainment of a cruel master, stories of immolation, forced prostitution, and lifelong suffering in the Baron's dungeons. But even given the supposed justice of the doctrine of karma that Stern expounds on in the foreword, one cannot but feel that the poor people, who never did anything bad in their lives, deserved any of it. Chunda, wife of Ram Roy, who was cursed to be burned alive with her dead husband due to her barrenness, or Don José de Rodriguez, who was imprisoned for years and fated to die in the Iron Maiden due to the machinations of another, those are bad enough. But how can lifelong slavery and the sale into slavery of 18 of one's children be somehow deserved? The stories are mostly cruel and grim, only occasionally with a sliver of hope. The whole thing is well written and reminds me a bit of Pemberton's Queen of the Jesters.